Oscar Piastri and Martin Brundle have both taken direct aim at the FIA, and this time, they're not holding back. In one of the most controversial moments of the season at the Brazilian Grand Prix, both the young McLaren driver and the veteran commentator have unleashed brutal criticism over what they call an unacceptable decision. The FIA stewards handed Piastri a 10-second time penalty and 2 penalty points after a chaotic three-way collision with Kimi Antonelli and Charles Leclerc, a ruling that not only destroyed his race but may have ended his hopes of fighting for the championship. What makes it even worse is that new evidence and analysis have shown the incident was far from one-sided, and yet Piastri was made to take the full blame. The question echoing across the paddock now is simple. Did the FIA overreact with Piastri? The frustration is clear. The penalty came after an aggressive but controlled move down the inside into turn 1, a move that every racer on the grid would have tried in his position. He was forced right up against the curb, squeezed by Antonelli, and had no escape route. A minor lockup, followed by light contact, sent Antonelli into Leclerc, ending the Ferrari driver's race on the spot. But when the dust settled, the FIA declared Piastri wholly responsible, leaving him stunned. His post-race reaction said it all calm but cutting. "I was as far left as I could have gone. Can't just disappear." That single line has since gone viral, becoming a symbol of how frustrated drivers have become with the FIA's unpredictable approach to stewarding. Then came Brundle's response, and it was nothing short of explosive. The former F1 driver turned Sky Sports pundit didn't just question the call, he dismantled it. He called the decision very harsh and pointed out that there were clear mitigating circumstances that the FIA completely ignored. Brundle argued that Piastri had no real alternative in the situation and that the Mercedes could have easily left more space. He even suggested that the stewards were swayed by how the incident looked rather than what actually happened. His verdict was blunt. A 5-second penalty at most would have been fair. 10 is excessive. Coming from one of the sport's most respected voices, that kind of criticism carries serious weight, and it's added even more pressure on the FIA to explain how they reached such a heavy-handed conclusion. This incident has now evolved from a simple racing clash into a full-blown debate about consistency, fairness, and how much freedom drivers really have to race. When both Oscar Piastri and Martin Brundle publicly challenged the FIA, you know something isn't right. The decision didn't just cost Piastri valuable points, it damaged confidence in the system meant to protect the sport's integrity. And as the tension builds ahead of the next race, all eyes are on how the FIA responds, if they respond at all. So before we dive into the full story of what both Piastri and Brundle have said, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around until the end, because what's coming next might change how you see the FIA's decisions forever. Oscar Piastri, the penalty didn't just cost him a result, it shattered his momentum in a championship fight that was already hanging by a thread. Heading into Brazil, the McLaren driver needed a clean weekend to close the gap to Lando Norris. But instead, he left Interlagos with his confidence bruised and his title hopes fading fast. A 10-second penalty and 2 points on his super license felt like a double punishment for what most of the paddock saw as a racing incident. In modern Formula 1, where every tenth of a second matters, losing 10 full seconds is catastrophic. It wiped out any chance of a podium and dropped him to 5th. For a driver who thrives on precision and composure, this was a bitter blow. And what makes it worse is that even after reviewing the footage, many experts, including Martin Brundle, can't understand how the FIA reached such a harsh conclusion. Brundle's criticism struck at the core of the issue. He didn't just argue that the penalty was excessive, he questioned the very logic behind it. The clear mitigating circumstance, he wrote, Piastri was squeezed into a wedge with no escape. To call that wholly responsible is just wrong. He even suggested that Piastri's only mistake was having too much respect for the other cars around him. If he'd released the brakes, claimed the apex, and forced Antonelli to back off, it might have been fine. But instead, he tried to avoid chaos and was punished for it. That irony hasn't gone unnoticed among drivers and fans. The message, whether intentional or not, seems to be that caution is no longer rewarded in Formula 1. Piastri's front wing was clearly alongside Antonelli's mirror before turn-in, precisely what the guidelines demand. By the FIA's own rules, that should have entitled him to racing room. The contradiction is glaring, and it's exactly why both Piastri and Brundle have been so vocal. When the evidence doesn't match the verdict, trust in the system starts to crumble. And when trust in the stewards falters, the entire sport risks losing credibility, adding to the sense of injustice. Even Charles Leclerc, the driver whose race ended in the crash, backed Piastri. Leclerc admitted that while Oscar was a bit optimistic, Antonelli didn't leave enough space. When you go 3 wide into turn 1, everyone has to give room, he said. Oscar didn't do anything reckless. That kind of statement from a rival driver carries serious weight. Leclerc had every reason to be angry after his race ended so abruptly. But instead, he defended the very person who triggered the chain reaction that took him out. It's hard to imagine a clearer sign that the FIA overreached. Inside McLaren, the atmosphere after the race was tense but united. Team boss Andrea Stella has built a reputation for professionalism and restraint, but even he couldn't hide his frustration. It was a harsh penalty, he said. Oscar was in control, even with the lockup. Kimi knew he was there, and there was space to avoid contact. Stella's tone was measured, but his words carried a quiet defiance. McLaren rarely challenges FIA decisions publicly, yet this time, the sense of injustice was too strong to ignore. The team's engineers even found evidence from the car's sensors, showing that Piastri's steering input and braking points were consistent with a controlled move, not a reckless dive. Brundle, meanwhile, brought an even broader perspective. He reminded fans that Formula One is supposed to celebrate bold, calculated risk-taking. He had a tremendous run into turn 1 and simply had to go for it, he said. If drivers stop taking those chances, we lose what makes racing great. His point hit home because it reflects a growing frustration across the grid. Drivers are becoming increasingly hesitant to attack for fear of penalties that seem arbitrary or inconsistent. This kind of officiating doesn't just affect results, it affects the very DNA of racing. The timing of the penalty has made things even worse for Piastri's championship hopes. He now trails Norris by 24 points, a gap that might be insurmountable with only a few rounds remaining. It's a cruel twist for a driver who just months ago looked like a genuine title contender. Brundle summed it up perfectly. The dice simply won't roll for him. Between bad luck, technical setbacks, and now controversial officiating, Piastri's run of misfortune feels endless. Yet through it all, he's maintained his composure, something that only makes fans rally behind him more. The 2 penalty points added to his super license were the final insult. Drivers can only accumulate 12 points over a 12-month period before facing a race ban, meaning Piastri is now halfway there for what most people agree was a marginal racing incident. It's this kind of disproportionate punishment that has reignited the conversation about how the FIA applies its rules. If small mistakes in wheel-to-wheel battles lead to points on a license, drivers may start backing out of moves entirely, and the racing will suffer as a result. Brundle also touched on how perception played a major role. He noted that the optics of the crash, the lockup, Leclerc's dramatic retirement, and Piastri's brief gain in position created an image that looked bad, even though the context told a different story. The stewards, under pressure to react quickly and decisively, may have relied on how it appeared rather than what actually happened. That's a dangerous precedent. Formula One thrives on instant drama, but when officials start reacting to how something looks instead of what it is, the integrity of decision-making falls apart.